Look at all that money, yeah, the money that they spent. Take another look and take some time for hemp. Don't cut trees for paper, cause it hurts the environment. Stop deforestation, yeah, it's time for hemp. Grow an acre of hemp makes 20 barrels of oil. No need for pesticides to poison all our soil. People got no food, they got no clothes, they got no rent. Well, it's time for hemp. Throughout Earth's history, hemp's been used, no mystery. Hemp is legal to pay your taxes for more than a century. Check your faxes, the founding fathers made sense to me. It's time to grow hemp legally. It's time to grow hemp legally. It's time to grow hemp legally. Think of all the uses, it's money that's well spent. Right now, no excuses, it's time for hemp. Sustainable green industry, that's our intent. A better place this world will be, it's time for hemp. Fuel and food and clothes and soap. Housing, cars, yeah, cars, no joke. Henry Ford built a car of hemp. It's time for us to do it again. People be employed, balanced farming as it's meant. Right now, it's time for hemp. Hemp is the first necessity of wealth and protection of the country. Words of Jefferson Thomas. He grew hemp, why not us? It's time to lift the hemp ban. It's time to lift the hemp ban. Yes, we can. Yes, we can. You can make a difference. Yes, we can. Yes, we can. Look at all that money. Yeah, the money that they spent. Take another look and take some time for hemp. Don't cut trees for paper, cause it hurts the environment. Stop deforestation, yeah, it's time for hemp. Whoa, an acre of hemp makes 20 barrels of oil. No need for pesticides to poison all our soil. People got no food, they got no clothes, they got no rent. Well, it's time for hemp. Yeah.
Thank you for taking time for hemp. I'm your host, Casper-Leitch. My joint host, Michael Krawitz, is absent today, and my guest is not going to be available until the first break, so we're just going to jam out and enjoy some music here at Time for Hemp. Oh, and by the way, today happens to be my 59th birthday, and on Celeb Stoner today, we have Willie Nelson as the guest, so do make it a point to keep tuning in to the broadcast that you find here at timeforhemp.com.
Hatred, violence over what politicians can shove it up there. As you know, we're trying to make a change. We're showing everyone that inside we're all the same. Forget about race, forget about your color, and I
Your call has been forwarded to an automated voice messaging system.
Yeah, Mr. Robert.
To even make a change.
Is not available. The mailbox is full and cannot accept any messages at this time. Goodbye.
Too lazy, make a change. Too crazy, it drives me insane. We can do it. There ain't nothing to it. There are no limits, no, no, no. You don't abuse it. Our world. Our world. Come on. It's like this. We'll fight for your rights. Stay hyped. Live for the times you wish you could have seen twice. Get it right the first time. Watch out for the fine line. Most punishment is never even really worth the crime. Yo, well, life flies while you grow. So don't die young, man, but never get old. I said moments like these right here, yo. I said what I live for, what I live for. A time when we can be one, as we were when we were first created. Come together as the new generation. Oh, what a sensation. Yo, don't get left out, but don't let it down. Get ready, 'cause this ship's about to get heavy. Hemp street rhythms in your face, coming at you right now. Come on! Well, I challenge all of you. I challenge all of you. I challenge all of you to make a difference. I challenge all of you. I challenge all of you. I challenge all of you, oh, to make a change. I challenge all of you. I challenge all of you. I challenge all of you, oh, to make a difference. Some they say, why'd they take my choice? My way of life is my freedom's voice. If the government cared about your health, cigarettes and liquor be off the shelf. Propaganda feeds the hungry beast. The government is best, which governs least. We said, some we say, ganja. We say, ganja. Some may say, why'd they take my choice? Back in the day, the people had no voice. 1937, the FBN, Harry and Slinger and some shady men. They like the Congress saying marijuana kills, 'cause hemp fathers sent the paper mills. We said, some we say, ganja. We say,
You've been listening to the Echo Movement here on the Big Broadcast. I love their work. And before that, we were listening to a song called Our World by Hemp Street Rhythm. Coming up next is a song by a group that I fell in love with when Gateway Galbraith introduced their work to me many moons ago. I had a chance to meet them at the Seattle Hemp Fest, which, by the way, I have been asked to be a guest speaker at the Seattle Hemp Fest 2014. And of course, I'm going to say absolutely, positively yes. It is quite an honor to do so. And I will also be at Hempstock in Portland in September as well as a guest speaker. Today, I turned 59 years of age. And it is a wonderful day to be alive. And we have coming up after my broadcast from England, Steve Danks. And then after Steve's show, the Celeb Stoner is going to be sitting down with Willie Nelson. Coming up on the next round of music, we're going to listen to, like I said, a song by Human. They're a wonderful group, and this is one of my favorite songs. It's called The Tree of Life. Here at Time for Hemp.
I want to tell you all a little bit about a plant I know that can save the world. It grows long and tall and has flowers that can make your mind swirl. It's a funky plant with a fiber that is resistant to rain and mold. It's the strongest plant fiber known to man, the best rope you'll ever hold. Well, the pioneers covered up the wagon trains with a canvas made of hemp. And Washington and Jefferson grew it on their farms and said to make the most of it. The first stars and stripes were sewn on hemp, the first Constitution too. This is around the world for food, fiber, oil, medicine, and fuel. And if we press its seeds, we won't have no need for any other oil. We can make paints and inks, or run our car, we'll go back next season. It'll fix the soil, the most nutritious seed we can put in our mouth with omega-6 and 3. We can feed the world with the tree of life and live sustainably. But if we cut down all the trees, we won't have nowhere to breathe. We'll grow fields of hemp instead. We can make our paper, build a house from it. It's the God's plan, growing wild and free, living the way that we ought to be. Gonna leave my children a better world than my ancestors left me. Whoa, whoa. La 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 la. Whoa, whoa.
Marijuana plant, they often call it dope, can also be made into oil or rope. Some people say you smoke it and you feel fantastic, but from hemp you can make an alternative to plastic. Made from plants, not petroleum, you see, so it won't still be around in 4003. It can biodegrade, which means there'll be less pollution. Just another reason for a hemp revolution.
Well, the flowers of the female hemp plant make the best medicines on earth. Helps cancer and AIDS patients eat their food. Helps those with depression overcome the blues. Glaucoma, epilepsy, nausea, insomnia, stress, neurosis, psychosis, pain, PMS. All the studies have been done and all the doctors agree, but they can't make money off this plant, you see, because it's free. It grows from a seed, wild and free like we ought to be. You know the future is grown in our own backyards. And if we cut down all the trees, we won't have nowhere to be. We'll grow fields of hemp instead. We can make our paper, build a house from it. It's the God's plan, growing wild and free, living the way that we ought to be. Gonna leave my children a better world than my ancestors left me. Whoa, whoa. La 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 la. Whoa, whoa.
billion-dollar crop. With the invention of the quarter kit, they can produce it non-stop. But then a smear campaign with Mexicans to blame thought of making people thinking to make your brain go pop. Yeah, since then it's never stopped. It ain't like getting high for paint and crack rock. Time to bring it back to nature, time to bring back some life. Let the farmers do their job, stop giving them strife. Renewable resources, life-giving forces. Panels for your cars and saddles for your horses. DuPont, Monsanto, making the wrong choices. Suicide genes, extinguishing our voices. Cutting down the trees, polluting the 7 seas. Leaving the fate of the planet to the corporate entities. Corrupt politics, warfare, disease. Now it's time to make a change, it's time to plant seeds.
Focus on nutrition, eat the oil seeds. It gives you all the protein you will ever need. You can make it in a sandwich with jelly or jam. Or make it in a soap or a lotion for your hands. You can make it into fuel, put it right in our cars. Then we won't need the oil and won't have to start wars. You can make it into paper, right, as much as you please. Cause it grows like a weed and we won't have to cut trees. So put your faith in hemp, such a versatile plant. And don't let the government tell us we can't. Cause hemp can help us all in so many ways. And it doesn't mean that we will all be living in a daze. Versatility, sustainability, look at history. It ain't no mystery, hemp for victory.
If we cut down all the trees, we won't have nowhere to be. We go fields of hemp instead. We can make our paper, build a house from it. It's the good God's plan, growing wild and free. Living the way that we ought to be. Gonna leave my children a better world than my ancestors left me. Whoa, whoa. La 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 la. Whoa, whoa. So in this modern day and age, when we seem to lack spirituality, this one single plant can bring us back almost 10,000 years in history. To the Shiva, Piranhas, the Jesus, the Christ, to the Buddha, the pagans, the goddess, the light, to commune with all the animals, along with all the trees, to realize we gotta see, cause inside me, as the earth is the mother, we gotta take care of the earth, cause the earth is the mother that gives life birth, and we can heal all our relations with a single green plant, and we can start right now.
We got to legalize, we're gonna come alive, all the people who know what's up, gonna say what the heck we letting these suckers get away with it for. Come on and open the door, are you with me, it's gonna take my organ to shut the suckers down. We're not fooling around, but they're keeping us divided, opposite-sided. What do we Americans do? We keep buying it, black and white, they're making us fight and still in the same racist hatred justifies violent nations. Gotta wake up to see the real enemy is the powers that be from the opposition scene. Wake up now to nature's creation, sacred herb can unite the nations. Gotta legalize the herb of adoration. All of this use is gonna heal the nation. Heal the nation. Heal the nation. Gonna heal the nation. Gonna heal the nation.
Yeah, I love Human. They rock. They're one of my favorite groups. We're going to take a commercial break, pay our bills here. And then Darryl Cotton from Indigrow is going to be joining us. I got Al Graham on the line as our joint host today. Al's got a announcement to make. We got a new zine coming out. He's going to tell everybody about that as well. And then we're going to talk a little bit more as to why we're having so much fun here. I'll tell you why. It's my birthday, bitches. And it's time for me to puff, puff, pass. Yeah, baby. Here at Time for Hemp. You are listening to the Time for Hemp Global Broadcasting Network. Please share us with your friends.
THCF Medical Clinics are the premier physicians clinic in the United States. THCF has offices all across the United States from Hawaii to Michigan. THCF Medical Clinics has helped approximately 150,000 patients obtain their medical marijuana permits to legally possess, grow, and use medical marijuana. If you have chronic pain, multiple sclerosis, or any other neurological degenerative disease, or if you have any gastrointestinal disorders such as GERD, irritable bowel syndrome, or if you have AIDS, cancer, spastic disorders, seizure disorders, or glaucoma, call us at 1-800-723-0188 or visit us online at hemp.org. Again, the number is 1-800-723-0188. and the site is hemp.org.
In need of a ganja vacation? Blaze away.
Don't criticize it.
Hotbox Jamaica. Chill. Relax and burn all day while watching the amazing ocean view. Listen to the birds. Bathe in the mineral waters of the Ganja River. Munch on tasty Jamaican Rasta food. Take a weed farm tour and hold a meditation. Book this amazing vacation for $420. Get the Sativa Special. 7 nights in Sativa dorms with ganja meals and airport transfer. Check us out at hotboxjamaica.com. That's hotboxjamaica.com. Hotbox Jamaica, a higher meditation vacation.
Indigrow is your source for affordable induction grow lighting. First discovered in 1891 by Nikola Tesla, Indigrow lights deliver 11 years of electronic sunlight to your plants. Indigrow lamps require less than half the power of traditional HID lamps. Converting to Indigrow lights means you'll cut down on your power bill with less lighting. Indigrow lamps also use 5 times less mercury than traditional fluorescent or HID lamps, making Indigrow not only energy efficient but environmentally friendly as well. No more switching out lamps between vegetative and flowering stages. As nature intended, your lights get a steady dose of UV light. That makes your plants grow healthier and stronger. Indigrow products are manufactured in San Diego, California, and come with a written 10-year warranty. What Tesla knew, then growers know now, is that Indigrow lighting is the cost-effective addition to your victory garden. To learn more or order now, go to inda-grow.com. That's INDA-GRO.com. Or call 877-452-2244 to answer any of your questions. These guys really know lights. Indigrow really is your sunlight in a box.
Education and information. See what all the buzz is all about. It's time for hemp. It's time for hemp.
Well, now, chocolate cake makes my poor stomach ache, and all those pills are too much for me to take. I don't like cocaine cause it makes me all uptight, but coffee and reefer makes me feel alright. Crystal meth will make you high.
Yeah, coffee and reefer does make me feel all right. The first thing I do when I roll out of bed is get myself a big cup of Joe. Then Joe gets dressed and goes to work, and then I get me some coffee and pack me a bowl of reefer and get busy in front of my computer trying to make the world a better place. You need to do that too. You need to get busy and make the world a better place. Otherwise, you are part of the problem, not part of the solution. You are listening to Time for Hemp Live all around the world at timeforhemp.com, Tumblr, SoundCloud, iTunes, and of course, iHeartRadio. And I am stoked when you go to Spreaker.com. You will find that Time for Hemp is a featured broadcast now on Spreaker. They love us so much, they put us on the front of their homepage to let the whole world know that we are part of them. And so that's kind of flattering. Also need to let you know that we are a growing network. Want to remind you of that. That on Tuesdays and Thursdays, we do a 1-hour show in Spanish with Mike Bufari. Later today, we do a show all in French every Friday. And starting at the end of the month, every Monday and Wednesday morning, we will have a program in Japanese as well. And, of course, we got programming from all around the world. And on the Celeb Stunner today, which is on at high noon Pacific Standard Time, we have a little country western musician on that some of you may have heard of. His name is Willie Nelson. He will be the guest on the show, on the Celeb Stunner show. And so make it a point to tune in and let people know that it really is time for hemp. We kicked off the show late today because my joint host, Al Graham, and our joint guest, Darryl Cotton, and I are having a joint party. And it is my 59th birthday, and anytime you hear the word joint on the big broadcast, nearly 2.5 million people all around the world pack their bongs, their pipes, their vaporizers, and you know it, and take time for hemp. And since it is my birthday, I'm going to let my joint host and my joint guest have a joint chat while I sit here and enjoy my joint here at Time for Hemp.
Thank you for having me on, Casper, and a very heartfelt happy birthday. Just really enjoyed today.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
I'd like to throw a hempy birthday in there as well, Casper. Way to go.
That rocks. I appreciate that, Al. Now, Darryl, a lot of people out there are familiar with you because of your great lighting systems that you make available to the public, and I know you're excited to give us more updates as to how they are growing.
Well, thank you for that introduction, Casper. And yes, I am the president of Indigrow Induction Lighting. We've been doing this since 2010 as a broad-spectrum electrodeless lamp that, without electrodes, like what you would see on a fluorescent or a screw-in lamp that screws into a mogul-based socket, you have these depreciation schedules that mean you're replacing these lamps at about 25% of their lamp life. They're also, they run hot, and you have to overcome all that heat in your indoor environment. So we rely on an old Nikola Tesla coil. It's an electromagnetic induction lamp to fire off these phosphors that are plant reactive. So they run about a third of the heat of your HIDs, your thousands, an incredibly long lifespan. We have a 10-year warranty on the lamps and drivers. And the phosphors are par reactive, so it's a vegetative through carotenoid, the middle regions, and then flowering. So we have the vegetative, the carotenoid, and the flowering regions covered in one lamp, which gives you some repeatable values. We have been burning the same lamps in our gardens now since we started in 2010, and we have very repeatable crop quality and production values. So I would invite people to look at our website. It's indigrow.com. You can see some of the traditional gardens folders, which are user-submitted galleries, and then we do have Induction MMJ Gardens on our Facebook page, which has, last count, like 60 of our customers' galleries and profiles, videos, and so on of their gardens with our lamps. Just what motivates me, though, is energy and water savings tied into crop production and high quality. So one of the things we did notice with broad-spectrum lamps as a general principle is they'll develop high levels of trichome resin and oil production as compared to like high pressure sodium, which is more of a flowering spectrum. The fact that HPS misses the ultraviolet blue regions means the plant doesn't get defensive and try to build more trichomes to defend itself from those spectrums. So in my personal experience, I like to do high CBD strains. And as we compare chemical analysis on strains we know, AC/DC, Harlequin, Williams Wonder, for example, we'll see a 4-to-1, 6-to-1 ratio of CBDs to THC. But under a broad spectrum lamp such as ours, those same chemical analysis can come back as closer to a 1-to-1. So we tend to build higher CBDs with specific wavelengths that HPS doesn't offer. And I think a lot of the listeners should know that, they've been growing the same way for many, many years. It's all about yield. I understand. We can get to those yields, but we can increase quality and do so for many, many, many crops with this type of technology. So I would invite any of your listeners to visit our site and reach out to us for any technical information and just learn more about, what it is about the photosynthetic process for your plants.
You're right, Darryl. A lot of people do focus on the quantity that they get off of their harvest instead of the quality of the harvest, because obviously with the better quality, you're going to use less quantity.
True. And
right?
I think, if you're really interested in doing heirlooms and understanding your genetics, then you're going to see a different finish under a broad-spectrum lamp like ours than you would an HPS, for example, that just kind of overpowers in terms of, wattage. Maybe only 20% of that wattage is usable to the plant. The other 80% is radiant heat, and you got to get it out of the room. So I find that that's extremely wasteful. You're relamping more often than you should have to. If you're relamping once a year, that's only a 5,000-hour lamp that's rated for 20,000 hours. So something's wrong with that equation. And like Al, you're saying, I want high quality, so broad spectrum mimics nature, and in your indoor garden you can achieve that.
And then you're also saving on costs. Not only are they not replacing lamps as often, but your lights run more efficient than regular lights as far as the HPS and metal halide. But,
well, they do. And then we also know we can trigger certain things photogenetically, like the plants would see outdoors. For example, your indica strains, we might want to push a 13 on, 11 off, 14 on, 10 off schedule indoors, which is what they would see outdoors, where they have, maybe north of the 40th latitude, Afghanistan, and places like that, where its genetics are predisposed to those outdoor gardens. You can do that indoors, but you really only have in an indoor garden one opportunity to trigger flowering. And in the indoor garden, when we flower, is at darkness. So we'll turn the lights off. The plants were just all photosynthetically active, and it's going to take them about 2 hours to relax and get into a flowering state. We offer a hybrid to our phosphor lamp, and it's called a pontoon, and it's a series of diodes. And the diodes run 660 nanometers at lights on, which is a big chlorophyll B peak for cannabis. And then it lights out when everything's dark. There's some 730 nanometer diodes that will come on, and that's mimicking sunset. That's triggering the flowering response in the plants. We call that the phytochrome far red, PFR for short. Nobody I know of has integrated that into their lighting package, and frankly, I'm a little puzzled as to why that is, because it works marvelously. And take that indoor photogenetic, or that outdoor photogenetic indoors, and the plants can flower in a much shorter period of darkness.
So you're actually mimicking sun up and sunset with these lamps.
So, in some respects, sun up too, because what happens is phytochrome is an interconvertible antenna pigment. It basically is operating on wavelengths between 660 and 730. So at 660 nanometers would be daylight. That's an important area for an artificial light, any artificial light. Taking ours now. I know our phosphors peak at 640, but they don't quite catch enough of the 660. So as long as we had to do something with the 730s that lights out, we put the 660s in the pontoon. The long and short of it is, I won't run a pontoon in a bedroom. I take my bedrooms all as the standard 420s, but when I move them into flower, I add the pontoon because I know I can pick up the 660s and the 730s that lights out. And even the sativas, which tend to be equal amounts of daylight to night, will flip into flower faster with the addition of the 730 nanometers that lights out. It's a really cool thing to see. And if you go to our products page and you look at the pontoon combo or just the straight pontoon alone, there's side-by-sides, which can show doubling of the flowering sites and about a 20% increase in density on tomatoes. If you're looking for the cannabis gardens, you have to go to our induction Facebook page, which is a little arm's length from our traditional garden stuff because, we haven't had every part of the world embrace cannabis growing yet. So
Correct. Oh, yes. Yeah.
We're working on it, though.
Yeah, well, hey, there's all kinds of indoor growers. That doesn't mean that they're only cannabis. There's all kinds of people who want to grow inside. It's a big industry.
Well, you're right, and to that end, we have our own gardens here in-house. We have a greenhouse garden and an indoor garden, and we trial everything. I'm a big fan of using sunlight whenever possible, so in our greenhouses, we use our lights as supplement so that we can grow everything, strawberries, hops for the microbreweries, for example, tomatoes, what have you. I mean, I've got 20-foot tall tomato plants. You can see them on our Facebook page. And with those plants, we use a vertical hanging fixture that emits light in 300 degrees. And one of those lights, on the lower branches means less defoliation, increased flowering, and that one light will handle an 8-bucket DWC system. Of note, we just converted everything into aquaponics about a month ago, and all the plants are doing marvelously on just fish waste. So I've always known that aquaponics was great for vegetative and leafy green crops, but we found that there was inadequate supplies of calcium and iron, magnesium, and potassium in fish waste. So we have a little amendment that we know to be fish friendly, add it to the tank, and voila. The medical, strawberries, everything we show in our gardens is really, really healthy, and there are no nutrients other than the macronutrients from fish waste.
Wow.
Yeah, and you know what else? You're not wasting water.
No.
All you got to do is top off for the fish.
Really, eh?
Yeah, and I'm running...
So you're saving water.
Tilapia. I'm sorry?
You're saving water, you're saving electricity, you're using less equipment, obviously, because you're not having to put fans and stuff in a room in order to suck heat out.
Well, it's a symbiotic relationship. I mean, you have fish waste as an ammonia to nitrite to nitrate, and the plants are symbiotic to that. They have to absorb the nitrites and turn them back into nitrates, which is healthy for the fish. It takes a toxic environment and makes it and gives the fish what they need for their environment. So it's a closed-loop ecosystem for the most part. For example, the koi and tilapia are vegetative fish. I have those in separate tanks from the bass and the bluegill. But you can raise crawfish. I mean, it's an absolute blast. And if I were a large commercial grower, I would not do anything but aquaponics, because no matter what happens in terms of the laws, you can flip that crop. You always have co-cultivation of the fish.
Mm-hmm.
You're not buying nutrients. You're not pushing back nutrient-rich water into the city's sewers, which they're going to ding you for not cleaning up. You know, some of these guys are having to put water processing facilities in. None of that occurs with aquaponics. So the relationship between lighting for photosynthesis and the nutrients in these DWC and aquaponic systems, which I think is a marvelous combination, makes economic sense too, in the short, medium, and long term, depending on what crops they're growing and what their investment is and what the community standards are going to be, as they seem to change on a weekly basis.
These your lamps that you have there, I've been to your website recently actually, and your lamps, so they all come, like, is it just one standard size, or is there multiple sizes that people can look through or decide?
Sure. For the smaller grower, we have our 100s, we have our 200s, and then our 420 series. So the 420 series will do a 4x4 area at flower and a 5x5 area at veg. And what you like about them is that the lamp can get within a foot of the canopy. The heat thermal contribution is so low, and the plants will be really, really healthy. And if it's the same lamp from its clone through flowering state, there's no stress. The whole photomorphogenesis is done naturally, like it would be done outdoors. When you're running a metal halide to a sodium, for example, you're not only changing the photo period, for example, an 18-6 to a 12-12, but now you're hitting these plants with all these different spectrums. So if you're going to get stresses, it's going to be in that flip. And if you see higher instances of hermaphroditing, and for example, in our leafy greens, our lettuces, we see bolting because of there not being broad enough spectrum. A lot of the growers would say, I don't need red on the lettuce and leafy greens, but you know something? In nature, they would see it. They may need a lot of it, but what little is there does benefit more robust and healthier, optimized growth.
Well, one thing I see is the clock on the wall, and the clock on the wall says it's time to pay our bills, which is a groovy thing. We like doing that. We love our sponsors. Please go to the timeforhemp.com website and find the banners of our sponsors. Click on them and check out what they have, and let them know that you heard about them here at Time for Hemp. You are listening to the Time for Hemp Global Broadcasting Network. Please share us with your friends.
If you are in the Portland, Oregon area and are an OMMP card holder, then come down to Nikki's Diggity Dank Market, Portland, Oregon's first and only weekly OMMP market, presented by the Alternative Wellness Center, located at 5241 Southeast 72nd Avenue, 2 blocks south of Foster Boulevard, close to public transportation, held every Sunday 10 a.m. till 7 p.m., connecting quality vendors with patients. Nikki's Diggity Dank Market also also has a weekly raffle with products from every vendor. So come down to Nikki's Diggity Dank Market and have fun while connecting with quality vendors and getting great natural medicine. If you are a vendor and want a chance to connect with OMMP patients, you can check out their Facebook page at facebook.com/Alternative Wellness Center or call 971-888-4392. Be sure to register early because space is limited. Nikki's Diggity Dank Market.
In need of a ganja vacation? Blaze away.
Don't criticize it.
Hotbox Jamaica. Chill. Relax and burn all day while watching the amazing ocean view. Listen to the birds. Bathe in the mineral waters of the Ganja River. Munch on tasty Jamaican Rasta food. Take a weed farm tour and hold a meditation. Book this amazing vacation for $420. Get the Sativa Special. 7 nights in Sativa dorms with ganja meals and airport transfer. Check us out at hotboxjamaica.com. That's hotboxjamaica.com. Hotbox Jamaica, a higher meditation vacation.
Indigrow is your source for affordable induction grow lighting. First discovered in 1891 by Nikola Tesla, Indigrow lights deliver 11 years of electronic sunlight to your plants. Indigrow lamps require less than half the power of traditional HID lamps. Converting to Indigrow lights means you'll cut down on your power bill with less lighting. Indigrow lamps also use 5 times less mercury than traditional fluorescent or HID lamps, making Indigrow not only energy efficient but environmentally friendly as well. No more switching out lamps between vegetative and flowering stages. As nature intended, your lights get a steady dose of UV light. That makes your plants grow healthier and stronger. Indigrow products are manufactured in San Diego, California, and come with a written 10-year warranty. What Tesla knew, then growers know now, is that Indigrow lighting is the cost-effective addition to your victory garden. To learn more or order now, go to inda-grow.com. That's INDA-GRO.com. Or call 877-452-2244 to answer any of your questions. These guys really know lights. Indigrow really is your sunlight in a box.
Free? Did you say free? Free hemp? Free hemp? Free hemp video and audio? Free downloads of all the top artists, all the pot artists on planet Earth. Interviews with all the people making the movement, making the hemp movement. It's time for hemp. That's right, world. It's time for hemp. That's right, world. It's time for hemp.
Well, Western had a bowl, good green reefer, a big fat Joe beef, much sweeter. Mighty don't hide it. Mighty don't hide it. Well, mighty don't hide it. Mighty don't hide it. Well, mighty don't hide it. Fire up right now.
Yeah, baby, fire up right now. Be loud, be proud. Come out of the closet and let everybody know that you are a marijuana smoker. I am. It is my birthday, and I let the nearly 30,000 people who follow Time for Hemp on Tweety know that it's my birthday, and also let them know that Willie Nelson is on the network today on the Celeb Stoner Show at high noon. Do make it a point to tune in and check it out. My joint host today, Al Graham, and I are having a great joint chat with one of our joint friends, Darryl Cotton from Indigrow. And before you get back to your joint chat, Al, I want to make sure we have enough time to let everybody know about the new edition of our news zine called Joint Conversations that you and Lisa have been working so diligently on.
Well, thank you, Casper. Yes, Joint Conversations, it's an interactive webzine. It allows people to view it online on a computer, on a smartphone. It allows them to print it off. There are articles that are basically news articles that are short that the reader can click on. It'll go to the full article. Or if the person likes to print it off, they can print it off, and inside there are full articles that can be, read when they're sitting down in a nice quiet corner, or maybe they're waiting in their garden before they have to do the next stage of their watering, whatever. So, it can be printed off, and people can have a hard copy in their hands. This issue, we have legalization news from Lebanon, obviously Canada, the U.S., Costa Rica, Jamaica. So we're spreading everything around. We have health news. We got hemp news in there, including these recently Kentucky seizing up the seeds at the border. We have a message from Steve Danks from Hemp Works. He's got an article in there, as well as yourself, Casper. You've got one in there. We highlight a show on the network under a spotlight, as well as it has the full Time for Hemp schedule that is on the back, which allows people to click on the shows and go directly to the bio of that show, or if it's printed off, it'll allow the person to be able to look at that and say, okay, this is when my next time that Time for Hemp Live is on, and I need to be prepared to tune in.
That is fantastic, and people can subscribe to it for free, and it's easy to find at the timeforhemp.com website. Also, I want to let people know that next month we got new programming that's going to be joining our family. And I want to let people know, right now, if you want to hear Ben Swan on our network, you tune in to the Hits and High Notes, and Ben does a little 5-minute vignette, kind of like Paul Harvey used to on the show. And Ben has had so much fun doing that he's going to be doing a 2-hour broadcast here at Time for Hemp. Those of you who don't know Ben Swan, he is the winner of the Edward R. Murrow Award. He's won that twice for his journalism abilities, and he's also won an Emmy for his journalistic abilities. And so we have an award-winning broadcaster who is going to be expanding into a 2-hour format on our network in about 4 weeks as well. So we got a lot coming up down the road. We got a few minutes now to wrap this up. Darryl, let's have a joint shout-out. Let people know how they can find your lights and what all you're going to be involved with, where they can find you if you're going to be at some of these events around the United States this summer.
Well, I'm not doing any of the trade shows this year. We're just slammed. We started development and actually have it in trials right now of one of our lamps that's used to grow algae. So it's submerged underwater. We've got it in both saltwater and freshwater trials, and some of these algae are really high in antioxidants, so we see them as nutraceuticals and food sources and even biomass for fuel. So that's exciting. Wouldn't have much time this year to do the trade shows, but please visit our website. All the technical information's on there. And I just wanted to give a shout-out to all the listeners. In honor of Casper's birthday, today only, we're going to give 10% off to anybody that wants to order any of our products online. Just call in and tell them you're from Time for Hemp. You'll save 10% on all the products. And if you're in the continental United States, we'll even cover freight. So happy birthday, Casper, and all your listeners. We appreciate their following Indigro and your show, and just wanted to give you that little compliment in return.
That's really kind there, Darryl. Thank you so much on behalf of the movement, and thank you for the nice birthday gift as well. So you're not going to go to the Seattle Hemp Fest this year or the Portland Hemp Stock?
I certainly will try, but some of these things are coming at us fast and furious, if you will. And, it's really just managing our own gardens here and posting up everything on our Facebook page so you can see in real time what the results are for all the things that we're working on. And Indigro's been around a long time. The value's known. I'd like more of your listeners who have been deciding or debating whether or not they might want to try an Indigro product to feel free. We're reaching out and trying to help them make that decision a little easier.
Well, that rocks, Darryl. I hope you do happen to make it at least to the Seattle Hemp Fest. I will be a guest speaker there again this year. It's quite an honor. So, and we will be having you back on the show very soon, the next couple of weeks, keeping up to date with you. You are part of our family. Had it not been for your support, we never could have made it this far down the road, and your continued support is very much appreciated and needed, and because of what you have done, about 30 other people are also now being heard all around the world, and the message of prohibition as a failed policy is becoming harder to ignore by our leaders. So thank you for all you've done for us here.
You're more than welcome. It's been our pleasure, and we look forward to many, many more conversations like this.
Al, you want to give a quick shout-out for your show and for the zine and for your organization and any events you got going?
All right. Check out pace-online.ca. That's the PACE website where we have the radio show listed, plus news feeds that are going all the time, medical information there, therapeutic links, doctors, researchers, and stuff. The PACE radio show Monday and Wednesday at 6 p.m. Pacific time, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And a quick shout-out to Wayne Matheson. The fella has been every Sunday since April the 20th, been doing public education in a park in Peterborough. He's has different topics every Sunday, and he's going to be going right up until July 1st, which is Cannabis Day here in Canada.
Fantastic. Well, keep all that in mind, ladies and gentlemen. Also know that come Monday, it will be Healthy Mondays with Mary Lynn Mathry and Al Byrne. And I am no longer the only voice in the wind here. There are so many other members on our team that you can find something fantastic to listen to here on the Time for Hemp Global Broadcasting Network. Darryl, thank you again. Please stay tuned for Steve Danks coming to you out of England. And then after that, Steve Bloom and Willie Nelson here at Time for Hemp.
Look at all that money, yeah, the money that they spent. Take another look and spend some time for him. Don't cut trees for paper, cause it hurts the environment. Stop deforestation, yes, it's time for him. Whoa, an acre of hemp makes 20 bales of oil. No need for pesticides to poison